Yeah, I can. How are you?
Nice, nice. I'm alright, man. How are you?
I am fantastic. Um, so I want to thank you so much for giving me your time. Really appreciate
That's fine.
you taking the time out of your day. Um, so I guess we'll just go straight into some questions. So basically, first I want to ask about your first ever time playing Rainbow. What was that like, and what year was that? Was that in beta? What
When I
season?
started playing, I started playing in Red Crow Year 1 on PlayStation.
And that was and so what?
When Hibana came out.
Yeah, you're right. So the transition out of PS4 into PC, did that take place before your first LAN?
Um, from PC. Oh, yeah, fuck it. Transitioning from PS4 to PC, that was in White Noise. I transitioned over in White Noise. So I'd never played any tournaments on console. I came straight into PC, started playing some ranked, then joined I think an Italian team first.
An Italian
Started
team.
playing, yeah, an Italian team.
And so did you have to go to Italy for that, or?
No, I didn't play LAN with them. I first started playing like ESL, playing the Com Cups with them, doing okay, but then decided that if I wanted to ever play LAN, I wouldn't be able to with an Italian team.
Right, right. That makes sense. And how was the
So
communication with?
decided I'd just make my own team. And since then, we've just been playing. We've played a few Go fours, tried to make our way to Challenger League. Haven't made it yet. Still looking for players, but hopefully we'll get there by the end of this summer.
And so since um White Noise, what's been your
Yeah,
favorite season so far?
my favorite season so far. Probably either Wind Bastion or Grim Sky. Those two seasons were nice. Like I didn't have server issues. There was nothing wrong with the game. It's just I had problems with the operators, but the game mechanics were fine. These to this season that's just come out has just been broke.
So
You've played it and you've seen some of the sound bugs, some of the visual bugs that they have. It's annoying. The main one for me in this season is the leaning. So they've changed the lean speeds and the amount of the animation moves of player bodies, but then the camera still moves the same length it used to move. So player models aren't coming around completely, but they can see you around that peak like
right,
they used to.
I think the same with the drop
And it's
shots,
almost
right?
like, yeah, yeah. It's like we wanted a crouch spam fix, we didn't get that. The toggle mode is still there. I completely disagree with toggle in crouch. Like you spam in toggle and you you're just moving at insane speeds.
Right,
Same with
right.
things like the hit reg now. On top of the toggle spamming, it's hard enough to hit, but a good player can still hit that. That's fine. When you have the hit reg on the game not working, say with Blitz is an annoying operator, but the only counter you can is shoot accurately at his shoulders or his feet. When his shoulder hitbox isn't there, and people have done testing for that, what are we supposed to do?
Well, for example, it's like it's obvious that UB works on things that are convenient for them to work on and not for the community at times. I mean, not obviously not
Yeah,
across the board, but like when it came down to
if they're
line,
gonna listen to the community, they have to not make a hot fix for what the community wants. They have to sit down and make a real fix that's gonna.
ideally they would take in pro players into the board meetings and listen to what they have to say about the game as a
Yeah,
whole. Like when you have people like Pengu tweeting out like complaints, and Fabian, when you have Fabian tweeting out complaints about the game, and Fabian's supposed to be the mascot, right? Do you agree that line, what they said about line? I know this is a couple seasons ago, but they're saying Lion was the biggest mistake that Ubi made with Rainbow. Do you agree?
Introducing him into multiplayer the way at the state he was with the gadget that he had, yeah, that's a huge mistake. It was a huge mistake.
Absolutely.
It was giving the gadgets on Siege shouldn't just be, oh, you press one button and you win.
Yeah.
Like they did in, did you see the, I think it was the 2017 or 2018 Invitational D2, they had Lion. This was when they could still play Lion in Pro League. They were at a LAN game, one of their players' monitors broke, and Pengu was just like, oh, his line was so broken that the guy's who monitor broke was online. We just told him quickly press middle mouse button. We had the info on where everyone was. They just pushed into site as 4v5 and won.
Wow.
Even though one guy couldn't even play. It's like he requires no skill at the moment to just press one button and then that's it.
So, what do you think about Gridlock and Mozzie?
Mozzie is quite fun. I've enjoyed playing Mozzie. He's unique. He can be used in like a few different ways. You can roam with him. You can drone yourself around the map. You can anchor with him and drone your roamer around the map. You can bait attackers and pretend that you're droning them in, and then they might brain deadly like no communication and just walk in thinking, oh, someone droned me, but they don't realize it's an enemy's drone.
So, do you think
Past them and then they push into a defender and then they're like, look.
Do you think they should
No,
change?
Gridlock is she's something else. She's useless for the majority.
Well, she's
She
gonna.
can only be used on certain sites with certain team comps on certain objectives. It's like she's just not useful.
I think
a whole.
they'll change her. I mean, when you throw all three tracks out at the same time, it's like just creates the most like it drags everyone to you, and then two, it just all it does is makes that kind of like whole area inefficient for both teams because you don't know like what's on the other side because you know that somebody's going to be there because they can see the tracks, they can hear the tracks. So you have to flank basically. Like you could be on one step, so you have to go all the way to the other steps, kind of thing, and that just like ruins the course of the whole.
The fact that she denies areas of maps and gives info on where defenders are, I like that aspect. But how viable is that over someone like Nomad, over taking just an op with a claymore, or just having a drone in that spot? How viable would it be over taking an operator like that has utility? Maybe you need to set up like Thermite Thatcher Hibana. You need 2 breaches. That's 3 of your operators, and then the other 2 mostly like a soft breach is needed, and denying utility. Where does Gridlock fit into that? She brings nothing extra. She throws a few things and that's it. She makes noise.
Yeah, I feel
Sites
like
I can see her being played well on are like ones where you always go for the same default plants, but in Pro League you don't see people doing that, going for default plants. They always adapt. So maybe when they need a certain area for defenders to not be in, Gridlock can be useful there. But it just, again, this all they have to do is throw one impact and then her gadget's gone.
right, and then she just has a giant hitbox and that's it.
Yep.
So attending your first LAN, what was it? What was it kind of like? Was it something that you had met, like you felt like you were mentally prepared for, like to the highest level? For example, like I want to build a team, and I really want to take people to LAN, but I'm somewhat intimidated because I know like I'm not as good as what I need to be, but I feel like in terms of gameplay, right? But I think I have the mind to be a coach. But my question is like, what do you think is the like a mantra, or like what do you tell yourself before a game that is like you
before a competitive game?
Yeah.
So right now I'm trying to in-game lead for my team. It's hard because you have to know everything. You have to know where everyone is without someone telling you. You have to just have that awareness, what's going on. You can't look around, you just need to know by what the setup is, the general idea, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like beforehand, you'd have prepped with your teammates. This needs to happen. So at certain times, as the in-game leader, you know what's happening. If something's not happening, you have to be like, dude, this needs to get done now. Get on it. When I go into a game and I'm trying to like get ready to lead a team or just play against players that I know could potentially just walk all over us, I'll be like, okay, it's a hard team. Let's go the first round, play like normal. If they destroy our setup, let's see what they did. Quickly use that 30 seconds between rounds, come up with a new plan. Everyone puts their ideas in. I decide what we're gonna do, and then we set up site or we attack site. However we planned on doing it. If shit goes wrong, you can't like you have to stay calm the whole way through the game. Shit goes wrong, it goes wrong. Carry on. You could pull it back at any point. You could pull it back. You can't tilt or you can't like lose hope. Otherwise, as soon that moment you lose hope, you've lost the game.
Right. It's all mental in that
Yeah.
way. I found acting as IGL for me, I tend to get sucked into the micromanagement, and I found it hard where, for example, if thermite breaches the middle panel and I specifically pinged the third panel and I knew that there was something going on that side, I should, it's just like small things where I'll get
Someone
sucked
could have done
in
something
to the
slightly
detail.
different, like they should have. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
then
like on certain sites, if you breach wrong, you've given the defenders an angle to you and all your teammates, and you've just killed them all basically.
yeah,
You have
exactly. And I felt
you
like
have to prep that before.
right.
That's the kind of stuff you have to get ready before you actually go into game. So you'll have your one player on Thermite who's competent at playing Thermite. He will be the one that knows I need to breach here. If I breach wrong or if something goes wrong, I can do this to get around it. They need to have that ready for them. No one should have to tell them.
Right.
See, when you come up with a competent five stack like that, everyone will know what they're doing. But it's getting to that point where everyone can synergize and do their own thing at the same time as putting together a different push.
Right. That's a really interesting point that have put a lot of thought into. So yeah, that leads me directly into my next question actually. So without revealing your stats or your data that you don't want to reveal, can you tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about, like, first let me ask you, what environment do you train in? And like for some people they scrim by themselves, right? Some teams scrimmage by themselves. Some go into customs against each other. Some have
Yeah.
like a five stack that they use particularly just to train. Who've just said, yeah, I'll be your five stack to be your basically your like hit your targets, right? Um, so what do you think is the most efficient like way to go about um specifically like training for scenarios?
Training. Okay, there's a lot that you need to take in. There's a lot that you have to do. The first step I would think is just playing with your five stack, going into ranked games, getting getting that level of skill, getting that level of like synergy between everyone so they know what's going on. And also like that bonding between you guys. You need to have fun.
Right. I just played Michael Myers with my team last night. It was so fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of stuff, it just makes everyone like you have these small things where you can make your own call outs and then you'll say something and everyone will know exactly what you mean because you will have that. Like and it will be a lot faster than explaining something.
Right. It's almost like body language in Rainbow
Yeah.
Six Siege.
And so after that, I'd say once you can test setups. It's hard to test them in ranked, so then what you would do is you go in to a custom as your five and you explain your prep. Everyone puts ideas in how you could adapt the setup, what we could do differently to defend it, where people should be sitting, what to peek, what not to peek. If this happens, what do you do then? Get every scenario flushed out just with that five stack in that custom game. Then go into ranked, test it. It works, good. It doesn't work, bad, but also good at the same time because you can see, okay, where's the weak spots? Let's go and improve that again. Just repeat that until you get a setup that works for you, and it will work against high caliber players. Then
Right.
go play some tournaments together.
So, do you have like how do you have somebody who sends you lands, or are you part of a community that like you get informed, or do you have to like go into the roster and submit?
So right now we don't really play LAN because we're pretty much
Beyond that,
all like scattered around Europe, Croatia, Netherlands, Portugal, and UK. So it's quite spread.
that's actually
But
it must be
if we
interesting.
qualified for like a Challenger League tournament and we get through Challenger League and go into LAN, like we qualify for a LAN, that would actually make a difference. Then I'm pretty sure the majority of the team would then go in for that. But it's even if you don't play LAN, you still have that level of communication with ESL. So like the Go for tournaments,
Yeah,
I think they're a really good way to just get some notice for teams if you have the skill. There's a
right.
lot of teams in Go for, like a lot of Challenger League teams that just play Go for fun, and they'll just run around doming like the typical plat players that you get playing the Go for. But then if they ever see a competent 5 stack or a team, it like builds a connection between a Challenger League team and a upcoming ESL team.
Right, absolutely. So, what do you see as the next steps? I mean, hey, here's an even bigger question. Do you see a convergence anywhere near in the future in this kind of like what's the similarity between the rainbow type and the CS:GO type, right? Which is like I guess I would call it diffuser, right? Diffuser tactical diffuser games with BR. Do you see something with a new esport within the next 5 years which might rise up? Because I saw Apex trying to scrape off the surface, right? And it's just not going to work.
I don't see BR being. I mean, if you have a small based BR where it's you see that's if you want a free, it's just a free for all environment. If you try it with a smaller map and give them weapons to start off with, because yeah, it's not really battle royale then. But I don't see how battle royale can ever be as competitive as like strategy shooters, because
Yeah,
you drop in a battle royale, you have to run around and find loot, and it's RNG loot, so it's a chance. It's nothing to do with skill there. So you could get really unlucky and land next to someone that has a way better weapon than you. So you go and waste your time at a tournament to die to somebody
was lucky.
that that had a better weapon than you because of a loot spawn.
Right.
I don't see that being fair or
So you'd
ever
have
taking
to
off. I
change
can
the
imagine people wanting to watch it, but I don't see it ever being as big as the current like esports meta.
you would have to essentially change the deepest nature of BR in order to make it applicable, I think. So I want to go back a little bit, back to some of what we were talking about, the period between the Italian team and you starting your own. So basically, you decided that you would have to, and do it for yourself. So what period of time was it between the Italian team until you made that decision, and like what went into that, and like what was it intimidating at first, or was it less so because you had already engaged with them on that level?
So playing with the Italian team was there was never like a commitment really. They needed players for Go 4 tournaments. I played for them. I did well, and then that was it really. We didn't win much, but I played well, so I was like, okay, I can improve from this. But then I was like, I play I play with other people at my skill level more consistently, and I play with them more regularly. It would be fun to maybe play Go 4 with these guys and see how far we can improve. And I can say that one of them that I started playing with from that point has just been he's in my team now, and he's improved to the point where I've improved. We've improved together, and we're both a lot better than when we first started playing Go 4s. and we picked up another player who's our constant like third man. He's insane, but he's a CS player, so his game mechanics isn't completely ready yet. But and we've said as soon as summer gets here, we either find teammates for our own team, or we start looking for another team that needs 3 players or 2 players. But transitioning wasn't really a hard decision. Like, I just decided this Italian team, they're getting annoyed that I'm not playing ranked with them, and I was like, ranked really doesn't matter to me. I play with who I want to play with. So I was like, if you really have a problem with me playing ranked with others, I'm just gonna quit the team, and then I made my own team to play my own ESL games as I please.
So it was a power move.
Learning curve from like playing with players you only play ranked with, it's hard because you have to go from going from a chilled environment into, okay, you do this, and it's like some people, they maybe tilt if you tell them what to do. So then you just have to realize, okay, maybe this isn't the best idea for you guys to play ESL. You have to find the right group. That's why it's so hard to find a 5-stack that fits and can play well at the same time. You can have 5 insane solo players, but they will never win against like people who know the game and know how to coordinate themselves playing Go Force.
When you do get like tilted players, like, and you have to basically tell them like, how do you tell them that? How do you like go about saying to them that they're done?
Saying like, oh, like you just shouldn't play ESL, or if you, I think the first time we get really tilted players, I would be like, because we had this problem where one of our players would just, he rage quit in an ESL game, and it was like, it was quite irritating for us because we're a bunch of pretty much low plat 3 gold elo players coming up against diamond players, so it was new for us at that point. Like, I was new to PC, we were all new to like the competitive scene, and it was a bit like, okay, well, this is a challenge, but we can at least get somewhere with it. But then having one teammate always like, oh my god, we're never gonna win, oh my god, like I'm gonna rage quit now, rage quitting, and then us winning the round after that, and him refusing to join back, having that is really annoying. So you have to like, kind of after the games, you have to be like, okay, if you don't want to play ESL, just say we don't mind that. But if you're gonna come and play ESL, don't come and rage quit.
Right.
And if the bad attitude like continues, then you just have to say, okay, you're off the team, you're booted. Simple. And if they cause a fuss, there's not much you can do really. You just have to say tough luck.
Basically fire them. Essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, so you kind of act then as both CEO of this company and player, correct?
Right now, I think I created a team, but I have one other who can make the big decisions for the team as well, that I trust enough to make the decisions for the team.
Right, so that takes a little bit of the case off of you.
Yeah, so just having one person who shares the same views, wants to improve as much as me, wouldn't mind going into the competitive scene in Pro League. That's helpful. It like, you just need to have the right crowd around you.
How did you find this person? Like, have you been
just playing ranked for finding him randomly ranked.
So, for people who've never participated in a competitive bubble, like, what's one piece of advice to get started? And that doesn't need to mean like, oh, this is how you should play. Like, just generally, like, Just a brief, like one sentence to everyone out there right now who wants to be pro, who looks up to people like you, as role models.
Trying to go pro. I mean, I'm still trying to do that myself, but the
Well,
best
trying to
advice
get
I have,
into your level.
uh, just play, just keep playing, and find people of your skill level. Like, don't shy away from adding people in a ranked game because it can make a huge difference. Like, you could find people around your skill level and carry on playing with them, and if they want to improve as much as you do, then you're in luck because now you have consistent players. You start learning with them, you start, and then as soon as you start increasing the amount of people that you have that want to do that, just keep bringing them along, then you build up like a whole community of players. And within that, you have some really good players who know exactly what they're doing.
I have a quick question for you. It's on a different level. So I'm really interested in developing a software for specifically for rainbow streamers, which can basically it analyzes your gameplay after you're done playing. So you'll render your clip after you're done playing, and then let's say you get wall banged, like
Mm-hmm.
you can say, and you were like, wait, which window was this? It can say which windows it wasn't, right? Because it can see like afterwards. It's not like it won't do anything on your screen whilst you're playing, obviously. But do you think something like that, like, can say, okay, this person just spawn peeked you, like you've been spawned, like let's say you do it 100 times, and it can tell you the number one place you're spawn peeked from right now is east window on coastline, this window. Like, do you think something like that would help teams improve?
So analysis of how each individual player is playing, how they died, that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
I don't think a software is needed for that. I think you need to ingrain that in yourself. If you just read it off somewhere, you'll be like, oh, okay, I died there. I'll get him next time. I'll contest him next time. But if you need to like realize the places where you're consistently going wrong or realize what you're doing wrong. Like I can tell you 100 different spawn peaks that I always used to get killed from, that I would always go the same route and try and contest, or just not pre-fire, or not have the skill to be able to fight back.
right,
And just doing that like over 100 times will just, you'll realize, oh, okay, this has never worked for me. Why am I doing this? Let's go a different route, and maybe I won't get the kill, but at least he doesn't kill me, and I can still, because I got 5v5 instead of 4v5 instantly at the start of the round, you know?
yeah,
And then things like recording your own gameplay and then watching back over it.
right,
So whenever I record gameplay to edit, I always have to watch over it anyway, and I
right,
can notice silly things that I do or big mistakes that I make, issues in my gameplay. One problem that I know I have at the moment is coming around peeking when I have no info. I don't check every little angle. I have to slow peek, and you have to check everything. If you have no drones or no info, or you don't know where the guy's sitting, you can't assume. And too many times I just think, oh, the dude's a bot. He's gonna be sitting here. He's just not gonna be watching me. Why would he be watching me? Turns out he's watching me.
right.
There's always little things you can pick up just off watching your own
So
gameplay,
do you
and then
edit a lot of videos? Do
picking
you
up
have a
on it.
YouTube?
No.
Oh, you
I
just do it
just
for yourself.
post on Instagram at the moment.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't enjoy YouTube gaming as a platform, and I think not a lot of people. It's I think find it too difficult to gain awareness.
Yeah, I think
Whereas Instagram is just
the only
a lot of
person,
people can easily view your thing because of things like the explore page.
yeah, and then you have
But
IGTV.
this summer, as soon as I get done with like exams for school and stuff, and I can start Twitch streaming and dedicating time to actually getting into that pro league scene.
Right, right. So do you know Marley, the YouTuber, the Rainbow Six Marley? Anyways, so who are your mains?
Ooh. I think so ri- in a more comp atmosphere, I'd probably be going in as like any entry fragger. So Twitch would be one of them. I go for I go for someone that can get into sight and I can hold sight as an attacker
Right.
on attack rounds. So say if I can maybe just drawn out one weakness on the same floor as the site, I will push that and I will fight at that as much as I can. And if I can get onto site, I will tell my teammates, okay, you you come here, you come here, you come here, bring diffuser this way. It's a safe path. Just watch this angle and come and plan. We have the round. As long as everyone does what they need to and gives relevant info at that point, then that's the best way to win a round. I think on defense, I mainly play the utility operators for that site. So site specific ops, I main Mira on Mira heavy sites if she's viable in a comp atmosphere. If not, I'll be playing anything from a hard anchor like Echo or even a Roma, just depending on what we need on the site. Really, I can adapt my gameplay.
So what do you think is your strongest map? Like if you were to ban 3 maps for me right now.
Ban 3 maps.
Yeah.
3 maps out of what rotation? Ranked or
Ranked,
Pro
ranked,
League
ranked,
rotation?
ranked. Or Pro League,
Ranked.
Pro League, sorry.
Pro League rotation.
Yeah.
Okay, so maps. Okay, Bank. Definitely Bank. Um,
Gotta love that
Oregon.
car park scoping. Yeah, Oregon. Okay.
Yeah, Bank, Oregon, and I would have to say I'm not sure. There's another one I would ban. I prefer all the rest.
So then that leaves you
It's
with
just Bank and Oregon. I really hate playing on. Every time we go into
Villa and
an ESL
Coastline,
tournament,
right? Villa
Coastline I don't mind playing.
I love Coastline.
Coastline's quite fun.
I like playing Coastline just for the music that plays on the radio inside that room. It's my favorite song. Like literally, I actually downloaded that song just so I could listen to it on my iTunes. But I think we've gone for like 30 minutes now. If there's anything else you want to go over before, I think I basically covered all my essential questions.
Oh, that's good for me.
All right. Well, I hope you never get interrogated by Caveira, and you never get scanned, and you get every single
too many times
point. You get the point every game. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm sure it's pretty late over in the UK right now, right? Or no?
It's around 6 right now. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't say you should play with me because I'm actually trash, and I have a 950. I have a 950 GPU, so I'll wait at least until I get a 260 to cause you that pain. No fun, brother. No fun. But look, best of luck to you, and I'm waiting to see you on. What's your favorite pro team right now for R6?
G2 all the way.
Yeah,
G2 all the way.
Didn't Reciprocity just get delegated?
I have no clue because I have not been watching any Pro League right now.
I'm interviewing the coach for Organized Chaos tomorrow.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, Bryce.
Some of the pro players need to get more of their views heard in the community. Have you seen what? Do you know about Beardo?
Yeah. And Bayulo.
He's Beardo.
Okay. Yeah. He's a streamer.
I think he's part of Disrupt. I'm not sure if he's actually part of Disrupt, but he might be. He's interviewed Fabian, Shatter, and he's doing one of the. I'm not sure who he's doing this week, but
wait, is he does the Hot Breach podcast? That him? There's something Breach. podcast. Yeah, I'll try and find that, what I'm talking about, if it's not what you're talking about, and I'll send it to you on social. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and kill it, son.
Yeah, you too, man. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you so much. Bye. He's just so, like, straight up. I think it's rad. Like, he's so real.